Look at this beautiful view. And what if I tell you that this is actually the view from my bedroom this night? Everson and me went hiking and we're gonna stay overnight in one hut in the mountains, and we are very excited. And I thought it would be a good idea to show you what I bring. So the outfit is quite simple. I'm just wearing my hiking pants, 4-way stretch, very important. I'm having a t-shirt and I'm also wearing my jacket. And this is the backpack that I'm bringing. So here in this side pocket, I have a water bottle. I'm bringing an insulated one from Hydro Flask. In the other side here, I'm bringing my sunglasses and also an umbrella because the weather is a little bit unstable. And that's also the reason why here in the main compartment, I'm also going to bring my rain jacket. And here I packed a dry bag with all my things that I need on the hut. And yes, that is the same packing cube that I always use to wash my laundry when I'm traveling. So let's have a look what I have inside. The first thing I have in here are just my clothes. And I really like packing it like this because then always everything stays together. So let me just quickly show you how I fold my clothes. So what I'm going to bring is just one t-shirt that I'm going to wear during the night and also the next day for hiking. I'm going to bring one pair of thin sweatpants that I want to wear at night in the hut, also for sleeping. And if by any chance my hiking pants get wet and don't dry until the next morning, then I can, worst case, wear these for hiking as well. And other than that, I'm just going to bring another pair of socks and some underwear. And the way I fold it is very easy. I just take the t-shirt. So here's the top. Here's the bottom, and then I just fold in the bottom part to the front. Then I take the pants and I just put them here on top. And I just add the socks and the underwear. Then I fold the sides in. And then I turn this around and I just start rolling up from the top. So I just roll it up very tightly. And then as you see here is that part that I folded in. So I roll over it. And what it does then is that it basically just secures this little flap. And then I just go ahead and fold this flap on top of my clothes. And I have this nice row and all my clothes together. The next thing are those fantastic house shoes. Inside the huts, you're not allowed to walk around with your hiking shoes, and especially not in the rooms. I mean, you can just go with socks, but I always prefer to bring lightweight slippers to have my feet warmer and a little bit more comfort. In the huts, they provide you with a blanket and a pillow, but they usually never get washed during the season because the huts just don't have the capability to do so and no way to dry the stuff in time for the next people to come. So you are required to wear a sleeping bag inlay, and mine is not the most lightweight or the smallest, but it's the one I have and it also works. And the pillows that they give you in the huts are usually very small, so I always just bring my small Sea to Summit camping pillow. So I always bring this tiny kit, and it's basically just enough to clean me up at night and the next morning, because when I come home the next day I have a long shower. I'm using a foldable toothbrush, and when I open it up I just wrapped around some floss, and I also squeezed in 2 toothpaste tablets into the handle to brush my teeth tonight and tomorrow morning. Then I have in here a small sample size of a moisturizer, and I have 2 sheets of those water-activated wet wipes that I like a lot. And I usually cut a sheet into 4 parts because a quarter is enough for my face. So in here I have 1/4, but I also brought a whole sheet just to clean up my body a little bit after the hike. And all I have to do is to just activate the cleaner with some water, then I wash myself, then I rinse off the little towel, and then I wash myself a second time with the clean towel, and that works very well for me. The next thing I have in here is just a small towel. I have the Sea to Summit Airlight towel in small. In this little container I have everything I want on my bedside table. So I usually bring a spare hairband because it's the worst thing when you lose your hairband on a hike. And in this little kit, I basically just have a cleaning cloth for my glasses, one tissue, I have a chapstick, I have my little tiny 2 flashlight. I bring some earplugs and just some painkiller just in case something happens. The last thing I have in here is just my little travel rummikub. At night in the huts there's not too much entertainment, there's no internet, no nothing usually. So I have this small tiny sized rummikub set, which is very lightweight and it usually goes everywhere with us. And that's already everything I have in here. Now let's see what else we have in the bag. Another thing I'm bringing is just a comb. So then I bring another clear bag where I just have a power bank to recharge my phone. I have my AirPods to listen to some music at night if I cannot sleep. I have 2 cleaning cloths for my glasses because it always gets dirty, especially when it's raining when hiking. And I'm bringing my little wallet. I always make sure that I have enough cash because usually on the huts you cannot pay with card because there is no internet. And I'm also bringing my Alpine Club membership card because that gives me a little bit of a discount for the room. In Austria, it's actually quite affordable to sleep in those mountain huts. This time we actually managed to get a double room, so it's just the 2 of us. And there we're gonna pay, I think, 27 euros a night per person. But if you don't mind sleeping in a dorm with lots of other people, then you can usually sleep in a hut for around 15 euros, I would guess. Actually, I'm gonna sit down now because my back is killing me. Ugh. What a terrible position to film a video. So my backpack at the moment, without water in the bottle and without the food that we're gonna bring, is around 3.6 kilos. So it's really not that bad. And on the way to the trail, we're gonna stop at the supermarket and we're gonna pick up some snacks and something for breakfast tomorrow morning. We're gonna eat something later today at the hut, so we don't need to bring anything for dinner. But for breakfast, we usually prefer to not eat it in the hut, but instead just hike somewhere to a nice place with a nice view and then enjoy our breakfast there. And since we're Alpine Club members, we're entitled to buy 1 liter of hot water for 3 euros. And that's what we usually do. And that's why I always like to bring this hydro flask, insulated flask. So once we arrive at the pretty spot for breakfast, I usually make myself a tea. And Everson always brings one of those sachets of instant coffee. And then I forgot, actually, there is one more thing in this bag. Where is it? We always bring these foldable cups. For food, we usually bring some wraps, just plain wraps. We always like it because it does not get old like bread would, and also it does not have that much air inside, and it also works well when we hike for several days, and also some dry sausage. So it's probably not the most exciting breakfast, but I think the view makes up for it. Or what do you think? And the last thing I have in here is my foldable cap. So I'm just gonna put it on, and I'm ready for adventure. And now I'm going to stop talking because I quickly need to repack all my mess that I made here, and then it's time to leave for the hike. So thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!